All right, what's up, Dave? How are you, brother?
What's up, buddy? I'm good, man.
So, I know we got a lot to talk about, but I got to tell you what I've been doing the past couple, 3 or 4 days.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So, my family has a history of potentially high cholesterol.
Okay.
So, a couple years ago, my doctor put me on a very mild cholesterol medicine, purely as a preventative, right?
Sure.
And I keep it in a cabinet above my stove where it's been for years and years.
Okay.
However, years ago I had a black cat named Roscoe. Poor Roscoe made it to 18. Cancer got him. But Roscoe had bronchitis. And occasionally Roscoe would have these really bad episodes.
Right.
So I would have to give him a pill.
Okay.
And essentially it was a bronchular dilator. And it looks a lot like my cholesterol pills. So for the past, I don't know, I've been taking Roscoe's bronchial dilator instead of my cholesterol meds. So I've been breathing great.
Have you? You kind of sound otherwise.
I don't know if my body was like, we're back from SHOT Show, and I thought that I had caught a little cough, and it happened like late Sunday night.
Right.
Well, I started taking Roscoe's bronchial dilators sometime over the weekend, and I've been steady taking one a day. And after a couple, 3 days of that, I started coughing, and I think I have cleaned out my lungs.
Okay.
And tonight I went into the kitchen, and I had my readers on, and I got it out, and I'm like looking at it, and I was like, damn, it looks a little different. And then I read the labels. I was like, baby, Candy, baby, come here. And I don't know how long I've been taking it, but I think since I get back from SHOT. So
here I thought this was more of you like taking it rectally or something, because like helping the cat.
Oh, did you want me to tell you about that?
No, I'm good.
Change your mind. Let me know. I got it. Prompted right here.
Wow. Well, that's a hell of an intro story to our third episode here of this shit show.
So we're hot off the heels of SHOT Show.
Yes, indeed we are.
As a manufacturer's representative,
yeah.
How was the show for you?
Pretty damn good, actually. I mean, the vibe from everybody was pretty up and positive. I mean, yeah, like financially, everybody's in a shit sandwich situation because economy. But man, the vibe from everyone was good. What's that?
We got hope on the horizon for that.
Oh my god! And I feel like that was everybody's attitude too. Me personally, I'm always in the attitude of like, yeah, we're so back. The way everything has been since November is like, we're back. And I felt like that was the general feel from people at SHOT too. Is like, yeah, we're back, and it was like, this is going to be good. Yeah, it might take a little bit for us to really feel it, but that I also subscribe to the whole like positive energy vibe thing. But maybe I do a little bit because that's how it felt, man. And I was really digging it this year. Digging it a lot.
It was a lot more of a positive vibe. Everybody seemed in a little bit better mood. And I would say a lot has to do with the election.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I know the gun industry is pretty divided even with him, because I can't say so much this time, but I know in 2020 it was pretty divided because the gun community was like, I'm not voting for Trump because he's not our ally. It's like, oh God, people, like, get over the fact you don't like him. Get over the fact that he's not perfect. Show me a perfect bloody politician. But at the same time, coming now to this one, it feels like everybody did, like in our community, did come out and vote for him. And if they didn't, well, I don't know. You're a lost cause, maybe. I don't know.
Well, nobody's perfect.
No, hell no. Not you, not me. Well, I don't know. We're pretty good, but
I mean, between you and I, we're about as close as you get. before we're bestowed a deity status, if you will.
I'll accept that.
Getting I got to quit that. But and there are some things that Trump has done that I didn't necessarily agree with.
Sure.
But for the very vast majority, I did. And I think this second go around, which I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, this is Trump 2.0.
Yeah.
And I think he's better educated,
yes,
prepared, and he's surrounded himself by better people.
Yes. He learned a lot. Don't get me wrong. He was learning a lot his first 4 years, every step of the way. Like, you see the people crying like, he's firing people. Yeah, good. If they're not doing their job or advising him right, fire them. Get rid of them. That's a great thing, So now I think, he definitely has come in and goes, I know how this stupid game is played, and I'm not screwing around this time, and I love it. I love the vibe he puts off with all of it too.
And yeah, I do too. I think he's open for business, and I think he educated himself on the gun community. I remember he made that one step about why can't we arrest them first?
Right.
And I feel, but once he said that, it was awful. But he walked that back pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, and he is so much more off the cuff than any other politician I've ever seen. He's bound to say something that occasionally puts a little foot in mouth here and there. Absolutely. And by God, that doesn't mean we need to hang him or shouldn't hang him. It doesn't mean we need to tar and feather his ass at that point. It's like, come on, man.
Let's get clarification. Are you serious?
Right.
What you really believe? And he's like, I kind of spoke before I thought. I didn't really think about everything. I was just throwing stuff out.
Yeah.
And I could forgive that because
absolutely,
Dave, most of the shit that I say, I'm like, oh my God, I should have.
Right.
I can't imagine the pressure that man's under.
No, but he can hack it, man. He's the guy that can do it. I love it.
So, well, good. Yeah, I had a very similar result. Going as member of the media, I felt like this year most manufacturers had good people there to talk to the media.
Right.
I have interviewed people before for Range Hot that probably didn't have no business being in front of the camera.
I would see. My mind would tell me like that probably happens more often than not. You get somebody who can't really do it or doesn't want to do it, and they're doing it anyways.
You get usually it's been about 30 to 40% of the people I interview, I'm like, There's even been some that we filmed, and I'm like, when we get done, I'm like, we're not using any of that.
Right.
I like this manufacturer, and this person, maybe they hired them this morning, or maybe they work for another manufacturer, and they're trying to say, I don't know, but this guy didn't know his ass from third base. But this year, everybody we talked to, except there was one guy at the damn MKS supply booth that just could not get his shit together.
I wonder who that was. It sure as that wasn't me.
It was that David Rocca fella.
You can eat a bag of
right. No, everybody this year seemed very prepared for it. I had a really good time. It didn't seem quite as busy as it usually is.
That's interesting. I felt like Tuesday was absolutely as busy or busier than we've been in several years.
That's good.
And for most of Wednesday, I felt it was that way too. I don't think we really felt a slowdown until Thursday.
Yeah.
But even it was still busy. But then Friday was very typical, just pretty much kind of dead. Like most people are done.
We jammed out. We flew out Friday morning.
I don't blame you one bit for that. If I could, I would.
I love it, but by the time Thursday night rolls around, I've had a bait of it. So,
oh man, come on! What are you talking about? We do a whole other day, you bum.
Oh my God! I don't know that I got it in me. I had my little machine, my little app on my phone, and I think I was averaging like 20-some thousand steps a day.
Oh dang, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
well, it's funny you say that because normally we fly out Friday night on a red eye and go home. I stayed in town for a couple of days because my wife flew out so we could bomb around Vegas for a bit. So her and I and my cousin, we basically did that. We bombed around. And Saturday, we walked from the MGM Grand all the way up to the Palazzo and back. Oof. And then a little bit down in Fremont, and then got dropped off at the fountains.
Oh, you talking about the Bellagio?
Thank you. I'm drawing a blank. From Bellagio, then into Bellagio and back to MGM Grand, and then looking at our phones. Grand had rolled into Sunday at that point, but we walked like 10.3 miles, and it was like 26,000 steps, and it was like, holy shit. And they're like, yeah, we're doing okay. And I was like, oh, I'm half dying over here. I've been at SHOT Show for 4 bloody days, and now I'm walking for 10 miles.
Right. I love Fremont Street, man. If you go to Vegas, I'm not really into Vegas, but if you want to go to Vegas and really see some cool stuff, Fremont is like the old school Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer that over, what we got.
Oh, we can call him tomorrow. Okay, go ahead and say it, baby girl.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, well, happy early birthday. Are you 21?
Yeah.
You're 6. You'll be 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
6 years old. Bless her heart.
Oh, come here.
Yeah, let's get a look.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Hey, look right there.
Oh, my Lord have mercy. Look at her. Last time I saw her, she was like
Yeah,
big.
like weeks old. You were only a few weeks old when Hunter stopped by the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you have no memory of that. All right, get to bed, you.
She gets that from her mama.
No, me.
See me when I was like a baby?
He stopped by, Eva.
When I was a baby?
Yes, when you were a baby, he stopped by.
Weeks old. She was like, she wasn't big as a football.
Dude, she was literally weeks old, like a couple weeks old, and that was it.
6 years old. Wow, look at her go. God.
So, go ahead.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My granny always told me, as time goes by and you get older, it clicks along a lot faster. And I never understood that. But,
oh, yeah.
Now at 51, I'm like, where does the time go?
Yeah, it flies, man. It flies. So, I found it with SHOT Show. I found a spot you would love. And I mean that sincerely because think, what was it? Was it last year or 2 years ago? We did that Korean barbecue that wasn't quite your thing. I think that was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago because Candy was with me.
That's right, because she didn't come out last year. So, anyways, I ended up eating 3 ribeye steaks that week of SHOT Show.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a little steak overloaded from that, honestly. I had the first one was at Delmonico's in the Palazzo.
Yeah.
That was a expensive steak, but it was cooked the way I like it, and it was fantastic. The next night, I ended up going to another dinner at the Capitol Grill. And so, of course, I look at it. I'm like, I'm going to get another ribeye. Why not? This time, at least got it Oscar style. So I had some of that hollandaise. And is it hollandaise? But the hollandaise, the crab meat, and the asparagus. I didn't have any sides because that steak was enough because it was huge. Well, then fast forward to Friday. And a friend of ours, he helped us tear down some of the booth a little bit. And was like, I want to take you guys out for a steak. And I was like, okay. And, of course, my wife, my cousin, they're like, yeah, we won't say no to that. And he goes, it's a really good steakhouse. We're like, okay, it's off the strip. And I was like, you have me off the strip.
Is it Lowry's?
No, that's basically on the strip.
Is it? Okay.
Night, buddy.
Get my Gatling minigun practice.
Get out of here, you.
No.
No. It's way off the strip compared to Lowry's.
Oh.
And let's see. The real question is, do I share it or not? Because my friends were like, don't post a Google review. We want to keep this place a secret.
Oh.
Because here's the thing, man. I had a 1 pound ribeye, cooked rare, the way I like it, like my previous 2 steaks. But they had the dinner option and a breakfast option. I went with the breakfast, so my sides were hash browns and eggs how I want them, and 2 pieces of sourdough toast. Okay?
Yeah.
The steak was phenomenal. It was cooked rare. I sliced right in the middle of it, pulled it out. I'm like, oh, that is like perfectly rare. The whole plate was $20.
Good Lord, you can even get a breakfast sandwich at the Grand Lux is $22.
Right? Yeah, dude, $20. And the girls both got the same ribeye with 2 sides. One of the guys with us, he got the breakfast like I did, and the other guy got a ribeye with fries and something else. But each plate was $20. Not just the steak, the entire plate,
Man.
$20. It was like, holy crap! How do you find that kind of stuff in Vegas?
I remember when I was a kid. When we first started going to SHOT in the '90s, any casino you could go in and eat. The buffets were like $3.99.
Oh God, now they're like $40.
So
it's all you can eat for $40. Like,
No, I like to stay at the Excalibur.
Right.
I don't know. I like the Excalibur, but I've been staying there so long that when I book it, they always comp a night.
Oh, nice.
And we Uber.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 or 4 different places on Excalibur where you can Uber from.
Right.
And then like it's depending on the room you're staying in. So they literally,
okay.
You tell them where your room is, and they drop you off at the ride share.
Oh, wow.
You walk in the doors, you hang a left, there's the elevator to your room.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Because like each tower has a different set of elevators that goes to it.
Right.
So I just like the Excalibur. And used to it was reasonable, but they got this place called Johnny Rockets, and it's kind of a hamburger, old school hamburger joint.
We had more than a few lunches from there this week or last week,
and it's not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty decent.
So Chad and I got in early from the floor, and we had dinner in like a couple hours. So I'm like, let's go in and we were both starving,
right?
Because we would eat a big breakfast at the Grand Lux, and then just film all day.
And their breakfast is pretty big. I'll give them that. I mean, it's expensive, but it's big.
Grand Lux is. I mean, if you got to eat at the Venetian, go to Grand Lux.
Yeah.
But I got just a hamburger. I got a cheeseburger. Chad got a cheeseburger, and we got a set of tater tots to share.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 drinks, and it was $60.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for what, man? Like what the hell?
But the last night we were there, we went to Dick's. Are you familiar with Dick's?
Like talking Dick's Last Resort?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's one in Excalibur where they talk shit to you.
Yep.
Of course, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but those guys were way, way overmatched when I got there. I had a little bit of bourbon. And
oh shit!
We walked up, and the guy was like, "Oh, you guys look horny." And I was like, "Oh, why? Do you want to fuck?"
That probably caught them off guard a little bit.
I'm like, "I'm not here to know." And so anyway, but it wound up. It was like it cost about the same as Johnny Rockets.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
But the food it did. I got the fried chicken. With like buttered string beans, I know nobody gives a shit, and potatoes, and it was great, and about the same price. So, in Vegas, everything's got expensive, but the quality has not on some places.
Yeah, no, I mean that's all I can say. Like we've eaten a lot of different places between Din Tai Fun, definitely probably not your joint, but I would recommend taking Candy there. Handmade. Asian dumplings and wontons.
Oh, nice.
And it's fantastic. But I mean, I went there for dinner one night and took the girls there. Saturday we had lunch there, and ordering a couple orders of dumplings. I mean, of course, like you order a tray and there was like 6 to 8 of them. So between the 3 of us, it was fair amount. But a couple bits of those, some wonton soup, some other wontons, and that was still like $90.
That's
not
bad.
I mean, was it bad compared to getting it anywhere else? Yeah, probably. But for Vegas wise, I didn't feel like it was that bad. And don't get me wrong, we were full too from eating crab and pork stuffed dumplings. I mean, it's good. I mean,
here's what I tell people: you're going to go to Vegas and eat now. Figure whatever it's going to be where you're from, and double that.
Yeah,
that's about where you're going to be.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
So, but I mean, it's Vegas. It's not my speed. But that's where they hold SHOT. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna just not go?
I remember I skipped the year after COVID because most of the manufacturers didn't go, and right. I really missed it. I miss seeing y'all and getting to hang out. And I got to go out with Camille and those guys from Colt. I got to hang out and go out with my buddies from Ruger. I got invited to the
Guns.com?
Well, the Guns.com party was great.
Okay, that's something different then.
Skinner Sights puts on
okay.
Every Thursday morning, and somewhere in the Venetian, depending on. And I got invited to that. It's kind of a big deal because it's usually important people. How I guess they like me.
Well, how'd you get there though?
Right. So a friend of mine had a saying. He said, "Hunter, work gets done on the golf course, not the boardroom." Yeah. And so, while we're at breakfast or at dinner or we're sitting around Camille's room having a bourbon, that's really when you You know, and this guy walks up and he goes, "Oh, hey, here's the senior editor for such and such." That's how you really make your good connections. It's not going to SHOT Show and standing in a booth.
Right.
Right. I mean, does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it totally does. There's a certain social aspect to it that really does makes more sense and more happen sometimes than I think you can still have that on the show floor too. Like it can happen, but
You got to have the personality.
there's a lot more fluidity that happens to it, outside the show itself, and that's cool.
And for all those budding gun reviewers, like
You mean shills? Is that what you're getting at?
chills,
we're not naming names, so who gives a shit,
right? It's if they don't know you, you walk in their booth, they're like, "What is he going to ask me for free?"
Right.
Like I got Zach hooked me up with his buddy from Nighthawk. I was not Nighthawk, Night Force.
Night Force, yeah.
I think. Well, I don't know. I probably told you, but for posterity's sake, we settled on a 1 in 12 twist for the 220 Swift.
Right.
That Savage is building.
Right.
30-inch free fluted bull barrel. Right bolt, left eject. They had one from the custom shop similar to what I want in 22-250. Amazing looking rifle. And so I do a lot when I do a precision rifle. I always put Leupold on it because I know Leupold.
Right.
But a lot of, and you and I have talked about this. I'm just trying to give a little background. A lot of the people that follow me on Range Shot, especially YouTube, they kind of give me a little bit of shit. They're like, Hunter, every time.
Why is always Leupold?
Which I get.
Yeah.
And so Zach made this introduction to his buddy at Night Force. So I went in there and I met the guy, and I could tell that he was like, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through the motions because, my buddy referred him."
Right.
And about a minute or two into it, I'm like, "Hey, look, man, let me be clear. I'm not coming in here asking you for anything other than advice.
Right.
Whatever optic we settle, I'm going to buy from you.
Right.
And I'm not, now if you offer me a writer's price."
Right.
I'm not going to turn that down, but
no, that's always going to be appreciated for sure.
I say a writer's price, but I guess it would be more considered an industry.
I'd say industry price.
Industry price. Oh, you're in the industry, but I'm like, I'm not in here asking you for a free optic.
Yeah.
And his demeanor completely changed. He's like, "Oh, I don't have to deal with that."
Yeah.
Because
there's a ton of guys that come up, they're just shilling with their. I mean, I'm not saying like coming in with your phone as a recording device is bad, because it's not. These are 4K quality recording devices, but there's still a way that you carry yourself and that you present a certain level of pedigree. When you just come in like a dipshit and you're just like, "Hey, well, can I get one for free to test it out?" No.
Right.
No, like, come on, man. I mean. And that's the same thing. I come in, I'm not walking in somebody else's booth if they have something I want, asking for free. I mean, good God, I'm just going to do you offer industry pricing? Like, because some outfits do, some outfits don't. Like Beretta, they haven't done industry pricing for a long time. I wish they would. I'd give more of my money for a few Berettas here and there, but, it's whatever. I can still get them through distribution, so it's like, it's fine, it's whatever. But yeah, that conversation, that to offload that much of like, dude, I want free stuff. I definitely want to hook up on something, and then they're like, oh, dude, yeah, we could do that.
Right.
It's for real.
Once you let them know, I'm not here asking for free stuff. I need you to point me in a direction,
right?
Something, and then you give me a price,
right?
And I'm going to buy it from you. And they're like, "Oh, okay, I can deal with this person," because man, I get a dozen people a day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure even more than that. Just like, I got free stuff.
500 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Give me this $4,000 Night Force optic, and I'll do some postings for you.
You know what? If somebody was that honest, say they only had 500 followers, I'd probably be more willing to help them when the guy that comes up and says, "I have so many millions," and I look him up and he has like 500 people. It's like, dude, you just flat out lied to me.
Oh, yeah.
I get that a good bit. If you come up to me and straight up say, "Hey, I'm new. I'm just starting out at this, and I only have like 500 followers," I'm still going to help you out. You may not get it for free, but I'm going to help you out. I mean,
right.
But the arrogance of some people, though, it's like,
about their following.
Oh yeah. I've had dudes lie constantly about their YouTube numbers or their Instagram followers. It's like, okay, well, at this show I can literally look all this crap up and go, "Wow, that's a lot of crap. That's a lot of crap." I mean, Oh, what was that?
You can look it up instantaneously.
I know.
For Freedom of Information Act for the government. And you'd be like, what's the name of your channel? You got how many?
I know, it's like,
So
why you can blow smoke up my arse? I mean,
Right.
seriously, it
You're
just
gonna
doesn't
hurt
make any
yourself.
sense. Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you, so I haven't been able to talk about this,
Okay.
but I got permission at SHOT. I could start talking about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm a B&T fanboy.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I think stuff's cool. I like their stuff.
And so they're doing their Print XH hybrid.
Okay.
And so this is their full size, and it's 3D printed titanium, but it has a Inconel glass baffle insert.
Right.
And I don't have the specs on me. I think that the specs have dropped, but they're like 9 ounces.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Wait. You're talking rifle rated.
Oh yeah, this is a 5.56.
And it's like
Full auto rate.
9 ounces. Oh my God.
Let me. All right, so I don't want to lie to you.
That is light, dude. Like,
I've
been rocking a silencer Kosaker for a while, and that thing is it's heavy. It's like almost 20 ounces.
Brent, I'm gonna look
Dude.
this up, so I'm not lying to you.
No, you're good. I believe you. But definitely look it up. I'm gonna actually put one on the screen as well. I'm moving some stuff around. I was trying to shift my camera so it looks like I'm more looking at you because my camera's like in the middle. I'm looking at the screen. Not that I think anybody's really gonna give a shit, but
All right, so I lied. It's 11 ounces.
oh God, still.
All right, but the reason
that's light.
the reason I had 9 ounces on the brain. This is their full size.
And
This
you got
is a
something.
subcompact, and it's 9 ounces.
How long is that thing? That doesn't look very big.
Yeah, it's I don't know, maybe 6-7 inches.
I feel you're gonna say that. Holy crap!
But here it's on my little BPM SBR.
That's a short little setup. Holy shit!
So empty mag. So this is my 7.5-inch SBR, and that's the B&T Print XH hybrid.
That's a pretty short little can on a short AR. Holy crap!
So no barrel length restriction, and it's machine gun rated.
Right.
And
Oh, okay. Now I see. Yeah, Print XH, and yeah, I see the website there listed now. Still, wow.
and like a lot of these B&T cans, they're selling through Silencer Shop. If you buy through Silencer Shop's paying for your tax stamp.
I thought I saw Silent Shop was doing a like free tax stamp on B&T stuff. I did see that.
So
Okay, it says the. Wait, it says 5 inches. Is that 5 inches just a can, or is that with mount, like the hub mount, or?
So here's the deal. You could the hub mount. This is directly threaded.
Okay,
You
Yeah,
can add a hub mount to this,
right,
and it'll mount to like the Surefire mount and then the B&T
Right.
PD. But I asked for a direct thread.
right.
I was trying to keep it as short as possible.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, for sure.
Now I've been shooting this without ears.
That was my next question was how's the sound to your ears with the shorter one versus the longer one?
It's obviously the full size suppresses a little better.
Sure, I mean it's always going to, but
But you could, like I've shot this outside without ears. 7.5-inch 5.56 is ungodly loud, brother.
yeah, oh yeah, it is.
And you could, I could shoot this and stand it without ears.
Wow.
And so for me, this screams truck gun.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got my little. This is the Meprolite.
Meprolite. I was guessing that.
But
Yeah, that's cool.
I got those 2 cans maybe a couple months ago, but they kind of did one of those friend NDAs. A friend
Sure,
NDA.
sure.
They're like, hey, you got them. Could you wait till after shot to talk about them?
Sure.
And
Those are cool. Those are way cool.
it's 3D printed titanium. and they do this Inconel insert on the blast baffle.
Right. That'll take all the most of the hit, and then
Yeah.
the rest of the gases. That's cool. That's wicked cool.
And their flow through.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
So if memory serves, because I interviewed, if memory serves, it was less than a 2% increase in bolt speed.
Wow.
So
They
you're
get that down
not
pretty good then. Holy
you're not
shit.
changing your buffer.
Right.
You're not adjusting your gas system.
That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
Yeah, man. I like Huxworks, and I think they make good stuff.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you, man. This is like I've worked with. This would be like sixth and seventh can that I've worked with for B&T, and this is nice stuff.
Well, and I've been looking at, like I told you, I'm running a old Silencer Saker with the Q Plan B, so I can do a different thread mount. And the can by itself, runs the mount, it's still like 17, 18, maybe 19 ounces. I mean, I'm not saying I'm being a bitch that it's heavy, but it is kind of heavy longer when you're running it all day long. It starts getting heavy, so I start thinking, yeah, I want a lighter can, maybe a shorter can. And the reality is, suppressor technology hasn't changed all that much. The flow through is a little bit different, obviously.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like, yeah, if you want a can, man, find the lightest damn thing you can get, with always keeping the idea of how do you want to mount it. I don't do direct thread much. I like a quick attach muzzle device, but still find the lightest thing you can, because price wise, they're all relatively about the same. I mean,
Yeah. If you're gonna spend $200 on a tax stamp, find something you like.
yeah, for real.
With this though, little 7.5-inch gun with 5-6 inches of can, I'm still in a carbine.
Yeah, that thing is stupid short.
And of course, people listen to this, they're gonna go, wait, 7.5-inch 5.56 though, that ain't gonna do shit. Hold on, because years ago I did a ballistics test, and I went and got, I don't know, probably about a dozen or so different readily available commercial 5.56 ammunition.
Right.
And I did ballistics testing.
You don't upset the tactical Timmies.
Right. I did a 7.5, 11.5, and 16-inch ballistics test. And the 7.5 did pretty good, but it definitely lagged behind.
Sure.
Until we got to the 55 grain Hornet VMAX. Now, it caused the VMAX to perform better in 7.5 than it did any other barrel length.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Because the VMAX is designed to explode.
Right.
Well, because you go from 7.5 to 16 inches, you're gaining or let's say you go from 16 to 7.5, you're going to lose probably 400 feet a second, maybe 500 feet a second.
Right.
So instead of that round exploding now, that ballistics tip is pushing that bullet open, and it's actually really mushrooming. So it performed excellent as the defensive round.
Right. See, and that's I guess that's kind of runs into like the usual online argument of bullshit. People start talking about arguing about barrel lengths and shit, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you think for a second that a 7-inch, barreled 5.56 rifle isn't going to absolutely kill somebody as opposed to 16-inch, get your head out of your rear end. I mean, it's like, seriously. And how about this too? It's not like these guns recoil that much, so if one round doesn't do it, keep pulling that trigger. I mean, put multiple holes into your target. I mean, come on, people. Like,
I mean, it's still
I hate it.
It's still way way above what you're going to get out of a 22 long rifle. So we're not talking about 22 long rifle, which some people's like, oh, your 7-inch AR.
I know. Basically 22 LR bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, but it's also because you got just I don't know what do you call it, just internet stupidity of everybody acts like everybody's rifle is the perfect rifle for every situation, every distance, no matter what their length is. It's like, again, get your head out of your end. That's just not how the stuff works. I mean, now I can say, like, I could drink the Kool-Aid for a while, got sucked into the whole SBR bit. I was running a 10.3-inch barrel on my ACR. I loved how short it was. And then I bought an AK with an 11-inch barrel, ran that for a while. Then I got my MCX, that's like an 11-inch barrel, ran the crap out of that for a while. And then I was like, man, why don't I go back to a rifle just for the hell of it? And I got a HK MR556 upper. It's a full 16. Well, I should say full. It's a 16-inch rifle. And at the end of the day, when you're running around through like barricades and shoot houses and shit like that, it's not that much more difficult to run a 16-inch versus 11, 12, 10, 7. Like it's not. People act like, oh, so you can't be as fast. Bullshit.
The reason I like this, like it is because if I elect to carry it with me, this will set.
It's small as all get out.
It'll set on the like I could set this in the seat beside me in my car.
Right.
If something happens, I can get out and I can easily wheel this. God forbid, if something happened, I don't gotta, because if I'm gonna run an AR for self-defense, you're gonna put a can on it,
right?
And because I have shot a 16-inch AR without hearing protection.
Yeah, not advised.
I feel like if you did that more than just a handful of times, you're going to suffer some permanent hearing damage.
Yeah.
So I always suppress my ARs for defensive.
God, aren't you so bougie?
Well, I like to hear.
No, he got me kicking into a thought. Not trying to segue into anything, but just saying you like running suppressors on all of them. Well, I'm pretty much addicted to running weapon lights on, I'll say, all my primary rifles. I've got several I go to. And while taking a night vision class, a lot of guys are talking about having light caps on your flashlight. So when you're running IR stuff, you're not accidentally hitting and discharging your flashlight because you can easily do that. Yeah. So like this Christmas, I actually told the wife to look at I'm drawing a blank on the brand now, but there's a brand company made these light caps that had shot cord. You wrap it around your light, it gives it a cap, and you just give it a quick flip, and it flips it off, then it stays put. Well, she didn't get any of them for me. Not a big deal. She got me some other things. What's that?
Perhaps you weren't a good enough boy.
Nah, she got me better stuff. That's all. She got me better stuff. But since I also bought my 3D printer this year, I decided to just print my own light caps.
Oh, wow.
So it's got a little recess for the light.
What does it just snap over?
Yeah, you run shot cord through these pair of holes like a loop. I got shot cord on the way, and it sits on top of the light. And when you get to the tab here, you just shove it off,
and it pops off.
Yeah, and so I end up I printed 5 of these damn things to put on all my damn lights. Then I found out some of my lights they're smaller, so I've got files to print like a medium or small one. And it's like one of my buddies was like, "Why are you printing so many? Do you have that many lights on your guns?" I was like, yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Well, let me ask you this then. This is a good segue. So, I had a light on this. I've got 2 rifles with lights on them.
Right.
This was one of them.
Right.
There's no light on it, as you can see now. It's M-lock. What would your recommendation be, Dave? If I wanted to add something, I'd like something that took the CR123.
Okay.
That would be, I don't need 100,000 lumens.
Right.
But something that would get me, 25, 30 yards.
Oh God, that's everything will do that. Any 1,000 lumen light will do a 25, 30 yards easily.
But what would you recommend?
So, the first one I would say, if you wanted to go affordable, would be the Streamlights ProTech XL. But here's the funny part. This is where I'm weird on this one. I have 3 of them. All 3 of mine give me issue. I have a ton of other friends though. They've had 0 issue with those lights. 0. I bitched to Streamlight about it at a gun con a year or 2 ago. I didn't realize they have a lifetime warranty about high points. So I need to get off my ass and just send my lights into them so I can get them working right. So what my go-to lights have been now has actually been Z-Bolt. Z-Bolt. Yeah, they're made here stateside.
Would you text me when this is over?
I will. I will. But yeah, Z-Bolt and or Mod Light, those are other ones I would absolutely go to in a heartbeat.
They're M-lock compatible?
Yeah, I mean, you pick your mounts at that point. So a lot of times I like running Arasaka mounts. Okay. I'll text that to you as well too. Okay. But honestly, Magpul's inline M-lock light mount, works fine too. It depends if you want offset or not. If you want it inline, the Magpul's cheap. Just get that. But
I mean, I'd like to run. I got my BP. This is my little Barnes Precision machine, and I got the 2 slots here, and that's it.
right.
So I'd
Now,
like to kind of.
most stuff is like a 1-slot job. I mean,
Okay, so I could mount it, but if I mount it here, then this thing's gonna get hot.
yeah, it should be fine though. It's not like it's touching the can.
Right.
I
Okay.
wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. Well, thanks for the
I'll send you some info and you let me know what light you get, and if need be, I'll print you up some caps too. Because
absolutely, man, because that's brilliant.
yeah, these things, it was stupid slick, stupid cool.
We had Humvees have like night driving lights. So if you are, and I cannot remember what it's called, but if you're running your night vision, they have these little. It's like
IR lights.
Well, they got IR, but they also would do. I'm trying to remember what, and somebody would remember. You cut it on like your regular headlight,
right?
But it's just like a sliver. But like all the headlight, where you cut the headlights on your Humvees, you had to unlock a lever actually, like the headlight controls like
right.
this. So you had to unlock a lever with one hand and cut the lights on with the other. So that way you couldn't inadvertently cut your headlights on.
Right. Interesting.
So that scope cap, that light cap is a good idea.
So another thing I rolled into was the wild idea was like, man, it's like, why don't I put a kill flash on the end of my scopes? Because I had a couple LPVOs. So I printed one.
Printed it?
Yeah.
Look at there.
Yeah, this was the default one was for a 30mm tube for a Vortex Strike Eagle, which I put on my Vortex Viper PST, which is 30mm tube. But then the other one I have was a 34mm tube, and took a little trial and error because I thought just going in the files and expanding it by 4mm was going to work.
No.
It was too big. That went down like 2mm, and it was too tight. That was this one. So then I went up 1mm, and then it fit like perfect.
Nice.
But still, so like, it was like half hour, 45 minutes to print these, and it cost me time, like what we do.
Right.
So I've got simple kill flashes, and I'll probably paint them up so they're black, but I just had gray filament, so that's why everything's gray right now. But
that's cool, man.
yeah, I mean, now, are they really going to work that well? Because like the grid pattern is so large, I don't know. Like one buddy was saying he thinks they probably don't really work that effectively, but so what? Who cares? I had fun with it,
It'll absolutely be better than nothing.
Yeah. So it was cool. But all right. So SHOT Show, man. I guess you said we had a good year this year. That in turn means that we were busy, which means that I damn near didn't leave the booth. I walked around for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or half hour on Thursday, and even less on Friday. Well, no, it's probably another half hour on Friday. Only because on a Friday, a lot of my crew left early, and so I volunteered to stay behind to pack everything up so we can bomb around for the weekend. So I saw nothing at SHOT Show.
Well, you were busier than normal because I stopped by a number of times to visit, and you were talking.
Yeah.
So
it was nonstop, dude. I felt like.
Yeah. But I saw some things that I really liked. Savage has introduced a 22 long rifle lever gun.
I'm shaking my cup at my wife to see if she can get me some more water.
It's not working or anything.
Good luck with that.
I know. She goes, I'm working in everything.
Well, I don't know if it's a rimfire lever gun, and you push 2 pins and it takes down like an AR.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And it accepts their Savage rimfire silencer.
Is that like publicly released info now? Is it on Savage's site?
It should be out now.
That sounds kind of neat.
And so they dropped the tubular magazine down like maybe a quarter of an inch. So
right.
you take the plunger out, it doesn't interfere with the silencer.
That's pretty cool.
So
I think that's cool, I should say.
Carr introduced last year they showcased, and then this year it's been introduced, and I think it's already started shipping.
Okay.
The X9, and it's
I
a
got-
little
I got
double
nothing.
stack 9 mm.
Okay.
But it will also use Hellcat and P365 mags,
Wait, both or either or?
as well. I mean, it comes with mags from Car Arms,
Interesting.
but it'll fit out of the Car Arms factory mag, obviously the X9, but it'll also feed from the Hellcat and 365 mags.
Are you saying those mags are compatible in general? 365 and Hellcat mags? No, you like no idea that look.
I think so.
But there's
I was lucky
something in
enough-
their geometry it works. That's kind of interesting and weird. I mean,
And I was lucky enough when I was talking to my girl at Car, she's like, "Hey, see that great big fella over there? He's the engineer that kind of designed the gun." So I interviewed him and kind of
Right.
got the lowdown. Super nice guy. The B&T
That's
cans,
interesting.
obviously.
yeah, those are wicked cool.
Let's see. Colt has introduced a revolver, a mount for a revolver optic, and they're introducing 1911s now that are optics ready.
What? Colt's doing optic right 1911s?
Yeah, and they're doing a mount for their revolvers to mount an optic on.
I mean, okay, that's cool. That's well, right up my alley. I know it's not yours, but
I'll show you.
that's cool.
Because he's like, we're losing a market share of people who want them optic on the 1911.
Yes, like I wouldn't buy another 1911 without having an optic on it, just because I'm that into shooting optics.
Well,
Right.
now you got options with Colt. Couple CZ updates. The Nocturne, which is like the P09. But
Oh yeah, damn it! I wanted to see that because I have like 3 PO9s. I wanted to see the new one. I completely, damn it.
well, if you
that
want
sucks.
to review it, I'll get it for you.
Okay, that'd be an easy layup.
Yeah,
I like the original. This is improved.
Yeah, I'll reach out and get you a test sample. Easy. Burris Optics
Mm-hmm.
come out with a new line of okay. So way back, Burris used to do this. I think they were called Fulfilled.
Firefield. Was it Firefield? Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay.
This was a rifle optic,
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a brand. Okay.
and they reintroduced that. But they've got some of them that were going to retail for less than $200.
Oh, so they're going like total like entry level budget like range.
But holding them up and looking at them, just a plain Jane duplex reticle,
Right.
but nice looking optics.
Full field.
I didn't know you was a fan of the Bellamy Brothers.
Do what?
I didn't know you was a fan of the Bellamy Brothers.
The Bellamy Brothers, dude. What the hell are you talking about?
Didn't I hear somebody listening to Redneck Girl?
Oh, I don't know. Are you hearing my wife's like scrolling through Instagram, possibly?
Oh, Dave's got some damn. I thought Dave. I'm like, Dave's got class.
Like, I don't have any audio playing there, pals. You're picking up the wife, whatever she's listening to.
Man, I was like, damn, dude, Dave's got class.
Whatever.
What are you whatever about? I'm just giving you props. He was.
Let's see.
Man, ouch. So yeah, full field. E1, 9x40, 14x42, 20x50. MSP 191. Holy shit.
Yeah. So you'll see them in the store for probably $175.
Yeah.
Then they had some other crazy scope that the guy showed me. And so, like, if you ever held, so like when you're zeroing your scope, you shoot a group and it's up here. So you start dialing and you'll dial your reticle to your group,
Right.
get closer. Well, he held it out there and he started dialing it. You couldn't see the reticle move,
Where are you going to go through at?
but you could see the counter moving. So it was like dialing your dope in on your range. So like if you're like, I need 400 yards, you just dial up the
Right.
number 400. That was pretty crazy, but it scared me. I like when I'm figuring out dope. I like a pencil and a piece of paper and maybe a calculator.
Let's be honest. Did it scare you because sometimes you can be a bit of a curmudgeon?
Yes, yes. When I was in the Night Force booth. We were talking MOA versus mill
Right.
and converting, and the guy's like, "Why are you converting? Just pull out your Kessler." And I'm like, "No, that's not how it's not. It's not.
Damn curmudgeon.
Pull out your Kessler. You enter in the bullet weight. And you enter." I'm like, "No, dude. I got a pad. I got a dope that I'm figuring it out." And he's like, "Dude, so you can get a free app on your phone."
Yeah.
But I ain't never had a pad of paper lose batteries.
Oh my God! Here comes the curmudgeon again.
You
You know
know,
what? To know how to do it, like you're talking about, is a great thing because I sure as hell don't have a clue how to do it. So that is a skill that, regardless of the batteries, just knowing how, like, anybody wants to live in their shit hits the fan scenario of the zombie apocalypse and power goes out. Those guys are going to be like Kentucky windaging everything, whereas you, Hunter, you're going to be going do 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 do. All right, got it. Click 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 click. Gotcha.
right?
So I give you props, you damn curmudgeon.
Well, I just and I'll tell you who. So in the Marine Corps, of course, now when I was in the Marines, we didn't have no optics,
Right.
but now they're training, I think, with ACOGs,
Yeah, 4 powers. Yeah.
something like that. But Andrew Barnes. So I've been an MOA guy my whole life
Right.
because the MOA is so simple to figure.
Right.
But Andrew with Barnes Precision, probably about 6 years ago, I got a really, really nice optic from Leupold, and it was Mill Radian.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggled with Mill Radian. And so, he, and I would be like, I'd go to his house and he'd give me a class. Because I know you can figure MOA, so we're just going to do it different. Because, it's Mill Radian is metric, it's in centimeters. However, if I've got 40 inches of drop,
Right.
I got to figure, okay, we're talking about centimeters to inches.
Like I can straight up just guess and say that it probably is better. It probably is more accurate. But yeah, to try and process that, in your head, like I'm like, no, I know, and I get inches. You put it to centimeters, I'm gonna go, what the hell are you talking about? Like, till I can't look at something and visualize and go, oh, okay, that's gonna be X amount of centimeters high, but I can do it in inches.
Right. But here's what I learned, and because I'm like, well, why are they doing Mill Radian? Because, MOA is an inch and 100 yards.
Right.
And Andrew's like, it's not really, though. And it's it's rounded to an inch and 100 yards.
Right.
I probably should have had this prep, but I didn't know.
It's not like you're gonna get that deep into it, man. Come on.
So it is 1.047 inches.
Yeah, who's gonna? Yeah.
But if you're figuring it as an inch and 100, and
Right.
it's really 1.047 inches, you get out to 700, 800, 1,000 yards, you may be misfiguring your dope.
That makes me wonder, is that why you can see so much deviation in different people's zeroing distances? Like a lot of guys do 25 yard zero. Some guys do 50 yard zero. I've been doing more lately a 35 yard zero. And I know, like, Sean Ryan is the guy who picked up the 35 yard zero thing. He shows a target where he did it where, like, his groupings were tighter with his, and maybe it's because it's something about that is a little more true to where you're at. I don't know. Beats the shit out of me, man.
So, what we would do, as I was learned, the battle sight zero. So you could set your rifle up where you put whatever you put your front sight post on, from 0 to 300 yards, you're gonna hit. So
Right.
if you're doing a 25 yard zero or 35 yard zero, that you understand you're shooting that group while the bullet is traveling up.
Right.
So at a depending on the caliber, let's say 5.56,
Right.
your 25 yard zero should equal like your 100 yard zero, because that's the bullet falling down.
Right.
So you're catching that 25 yards,
Mm-hmm.
100 yards, or it might be 25 yards, 150 yards.
Right.
It's going to depend on bullet weight, velocity, yada yada yada. But mill radian is precise.
Right.
It is. A tenth of a mil is a tenth of a mil is a tenth of a mil, and where MOA is, you're losing that 47 10,000s,
Sure.
which
Sure.
is negligible out to 300-400 yards.
No, but I can imagine from meeting Barnes, the way he's so precise, I can totally see that's him.
He's like, it drives him crazy.
I could believe it. I could totally believe that. That's funny.
So he got me, hooked, and he showed me a lot of shortcuts with not only figuring, doping your rifle with mill radian, but also doing range estimation.
Right.
You got a mill radian reticle, like a duplex reticle with tenth of mils or half mils, and you're ranging a human being.
Right.
You can say, well, he falls between this and this mil dot or half mil dot. Then that's going to give you an idea how far away a human being is that tall in mils.
Right.
So now I'm still learning that, but I'm getting a good grasp on it.
All right. So I can tell you, when I did break away from the booth, which again was very, very rarely, I did stop and go see something because you know what? Visual aesthetic alone, I thought they looked good, and I had to see them for myself in person. This is something you don't give a shit about, and B, when I say that the name, the brand, you're going to be extra, probably pissy. But Josh and I took some time and stepped away and checked out the new 2011s, or I'm sorry, double stack 1911s from
Kimber.
Just visuals alone. I know how you feel in Kimber, so don't even go there with your tirade. But their visuals alone, I liked them. They looked good. They felt good. Their grip design was different enough that I was like, these are kind of cool. They feel good. I mean,
And I'll be honest with you, Dave. No kidding. The way a gun looks is far more important than how well it runs. Like,
totally.
A gun that was beautiful, but wouldn't go through a magazine without a malfunction, than an ugly gun that would work. So give me a Kimber any day over a High Point.
Okay, see, here you go.
Right.
Being this curmudgeon, being pissy about it again. That's why I just said don't even go off on it.
Look,
I'm just saying I want to put my hands on it, and I don't know shit about Kimbers. I mean, I know your take on Kimbers. I know a lot of my friends have bought Kimbers and have gutted them with Wilson Combat parts. So my personal experience, though, is when somebody's handing me a Kimber, they've ran, but that's not to say they haven't been completely rebuilt and reworked. I can't say that I've ever shot a stock Kimber. That being said, these could have been super polished up show models. They felt good. They felt real good. I'm not saying the internals aren't full of min parts. I have no idea. I'm just going off that initial presentation at SHOT Show. I liked them. I liked them better than some of the other 2011s that have come up. Their lines looked good. They looked modern, which again, that's kind of not your forte as well either. But what they're, I think I've got one on my phone pulled up looking at it was like a stock black one was like 1900, and then a more tricked out 3-gun model with a big magwell was like 2200. So price wise, not horrible for what it is. I mean,
like if I went into the gun store and saw a Kimber there for 2200, I would insist on giving the guy 25 for it.
Shut the fuck up.
See, you see, little Shug here was sleeping. She heard you say Kimber. She says, "I got to go comfort him."
When
have a fucking come apart.
All right, fine. All right, well, I'm not done. Here's another one. Then I went. These guys were close to me. I don't know if you stopped by and saw them because, again, I know how much you love 2011s and double stack 1911s because that's considered innovative, I guess. Let's see, Jacob.
You didn't stop by Sierra Bullets? They're right beside you.
I didn't stop by them. Jacob Gray Firearms. Did you see the guys? Jacob Gray Firearms.
I didn't even know. Never even heard of them.
I've heard of them, and looks like their main shotgun. Here's the Hex. I'm over 18. Yeah. Best pistol of SHOT Show 2025. Said by who? Guns America. Theirs again is a I think the frame's one piece. It looks like it is a double stack 1911 again. Picked it up, racked it. You know, it felt nice. Obviously, it's very cleanly machined. You know, and then I look at the price tag on it. It was like over $3,000, and I was like, yeah, never mind. Like, I'm sure it's a fine piece. I'm sure it's awesome. I'm just not spending $3,000 on something I've never heard of before. You know,
I get that. I mean, that. I mean, it's a. But you think about that Kimber, you buy it at $1,900 or $2,000 or whatever, and you're still going to put $500 or $600 worth of parts in it.
Yeah, I'm not defending the Kimber. I'm just saying this Kimber's presentation. I like their grip was just different. Like I've picked up all the 2011s out there. I've shot plenty of them, but it's kind of like the Springfield Echelon. Yeah, it's a late to the party, striker fired service pistol, but they did so many things right on it. When you grab it, you feel it, and I feel like the Kimber's grip because you can grab some 2011s. They feel like they're too thick, like they're too fat, you know.
Right.
And the Kimber, like I don't know, man. Maybe because maybe it's a thinner grip well. I don't know. They just felt good. I'm not saying I'm gonna run out and buy one because I'm not, but they felt good, man.
Damn, Roscoe's Bronco must be wearing off.
Oh my god. I can tell you, see, the other thing I stopped over and checked out, another one you'll probably roll your eyes at, was H&K.
I was going to stop in, but I just didn't.
No, that's fine. And you know what? I've got a buddy there who takes care of me. If you want to meet him, he's a nice dude.
Yes.
From Georgia. And the reason I went to HK was, one, to see him because he's a friend. I met him a few years ago, and he hooked me up. But they're new, the VP9F model, so it's just a full size, which means it's a hair longer in the slide and barrel than my VP9, which I absolutely love. And I just like a full size. It's like a 1911 to me. I like a full size gun. And is it something I need? No. Will I pick it up? Probably. Will I shoot the shit out of it? Absolutely. And will it do what it's supposed to do? Without doubt. I mean, and that was like, dude, that was kind of it, man. HK, yeah, Kimber. Let's see. JP was across. Was JP rifles?
Damn, excuse me, man.
Man, are you falling apart? You dying over there?
Speaking.
Don't fucking die on me, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I did stop at Mossberg real fast on the way to or back from the head, and checked out their new shotguns that have the rotary safety.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of cool. Like, just kind of where I'm at with it. It was kind of cool.
There, so I didn't get a chance to tour that booth.
Yeah, but I mean, it seemed cool. I'm like, do I need it? No. Do I necessarily want it? Probably not. I have enough shotguns as is, but it was cool though.
What do you think about Ron's semi-permanent silencer wrap? The rubber.
I don't know. It seems kind of cool. At the same time, I see a lot of companies selling different suppressor covers. I know they're definitely all the covers that are aftermarket out there are not created equal.
Right.
A buddy at we like shooting Jeremy. He swears by these. I think it's Liberty Defense, but theirs is like several $100 to wrap around it. Which I know a lot of it's more so it's for like keeping the Mirage off your suppressor when you run the shit out of it. But having that coating built into the can, I don't know. I've had zero time with it. Literally, dude, the one day we were in the booth, I don't know if I was taking a break or before the morning, I saw this like unknown case sitting on our table. I opened it up and there's Ron's 4 of his suppressors, and I was like, suppressors. And I pulled that one out, and he was like, oh, what do you think about that? I'm like, oh, it feels neat. I mean,
it looks slick.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, first of all, let's cut the bullshit. It's a suppressor. You pick it up. A suppressor's a suppressor's a suppressor.
Right.
Yeah, when you tell me it's stupid light like that BNT and it's full auto rated, then I get a little more excited. But just initially looking at a can, it's like, it's a can.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my first thing was, and I was like, oh, the rubber coating. I'm like, this is kind of neat. But I don't know. Hopefully I'll get some trigger time with the thing before long.
I would like to, he had mentioned to send it, maybe I'll send one of mine in and get him to do it and just see what's what with it.
Yeah, right. I mean, what's the worst can happen is it gives you a little minor heat protection rather than a lot, but I mean, I don't know. I can tell you I've quit wearing shorts when I go to the range shooting rifle shit because I've slung a rifle enough times and my can land on the back of my calf and burn the shit out of me,
I mean, that might be a good a good, safety buffer to keep you from burning your leg. Or
I think there's utility in it. I mean,
I've reached out before to grab a can to unscrew it, just
right,
not even thinking.
right.
You know,
Oh shit.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
no, I
like
think it's kind of
Ron.
neat.
I think he comes up with some cool stuff. I like to give him a hard time.
Oh
But
no, you have to give him a hard time. I mean, and he loves it when you give him a hard time.
I know he does. But that was one of the more cooler things I thought that he had come out with in a long time. And the fact that he is engraving your serial numbers and everything right there on it.
Total side note, not really trying to plug, Inland or anybody because this is our thing. I don't really give a shit.
Sure.
But what I didn't know, he has his new aluminum cord 22 suppressors coming out, the AM22.
Yeah.
Which it's the body's the exact same body as the PM22. And he's actually going to do a thing where it's $150. You send in your PM22, and he will add in an aluminum core and send it back to you. And you actually will then have two. You'll have your polymer core and the aluminum core.
Nice.
Yeah, so you don't have to go out and just buy the AM22. If you have a PM22, you can, it's $150, send it in. And he said, yeah, the whole thing is just ATF bullshit because,
But
you can't do that yourself because, it's
you need
dumb.
to explain to people that they don't have to transfer it, or there's no more. You can send a can in.
Right. Yeah, you're not restamping anything, tax. I mean, you're just sending it in for like maintenance, more or less, and
Yeah,
he
you don't
will
have
add in
to
that aluminum core.
other than what the manufacturer charges for the repair.
Right.
ATF fees on that.
So that was a new one, and as soon as he said it to somebody, I like walked over and I went, "Dude, you got to tell us this kind of shit."
Right.
And he's like, "You didn't know that?" I'm like, "I had no idea you were offering that as a service." I'm like, "That's cool, man."
He mentioned it in the interview that I did with him.
Good.
So,
Because it wasn't your interview, I think, where I picked up on it. I don't think. I think it was somebody else talking to him.
man.
And he said it, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, man."
Well, he sprung that on me Thursday. Like that was the Thursday interview, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, no, I heard it like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm pretty sure because it was maybe it was Wednesday because it was like a whole day had passed. It was like, dude, you gotta tell me that. I've had this can in my pocket all day, to talk to people about it, and had no idea it's a service you offer. And like that's a cool thing to tell people about,
Yeah, Ron's good people. I like him.
Yeah, he's got the crud right now.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be heading out along with two of other guys to GAOS Friday, and I think he's gonna be heading out once he's healthier.
Oof.
Yeah, and then hopefully he gets healthier because then I'm heading out Wednesday. Out to that.
You talking about Wednesday, a week from today?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Out to that god awful show.
He's not even gonna be home.
I say god awful, but it's only just because it's just long hours, so many days.
That's in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, it's in Harrisburg. It's a neat show. Like I wouldn't say it's necessarily worth your time to come up to something like that. Because you do SHOT and you do go to NRA,
Right.
and this is like a very micro compressed NRA. Unless like Colt's usually there. Like I see Rich there a lot of times.
Yeah, Rich does a lot.
But I mean, I guess I could say like I noticed SIG returned to SHOT Show this year. I didn't see their booth, but somebody told me they were back.
I seen it. They were in the Caesars.
Which it's fine, but there's my thought is if you were wanting to see what new SIG had new at SHOT, which you wouldn't see, they're at GOS with a full display. You could come there and still see what they've got, But other than that, like, it's good for the consumers. It's good for them to come out because they get to see stuff before NRA, and this show is a big deal. So for consumer wise, it's cool, it's awesome. But for media, I mean, again, maybe if you missed SHOT Show, you should make a point to go to it. But if you've been at SHOT Show, I don't see a whole lot of purpose in media guys to pop up to that show because the gun side of it is so small. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot, but it's nowhere near like the size of the NRA show, which NRA is what? Really a half the size of SHOT Show anymore, probably?
Probably a third.
Yeah, probably. And NRA is still bloody huge, too.
Yeah.
SHOT has so much more niche stuff that you and I both don't do anything with.
I don't think you could. Let me ask you this. Do you think you couldn't see? We're not interviewing. We're just going through. I don't think you could see everything in 4 days.
Man, I think it was probably pushing probably 10 years ago, there was a stat that said if you stopped at every booth between just the 2 floors, because never mind, they have Caesars now and all the additional LE stuff.
And now
two floors. Right. If you stopped just the main 2 floors, you stopped, it was like 60 seconds per booth. You could see them all in 4 days as long as you didn't stop. So, I mean, that means that now at this point, there's no way you could physically see everything. You know, you just couldn't.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that's, I'm not interested in.
And I agree with you, and that's kind of the funny thing. I feel like people talk about the downstairs being the dungeons. Like, yeah, but at the same time, you know what? How many times is there like a cool 10x10 booth in the dungeon or in a Caesars Forum that you've never heard of? You don't know what it is. Their display didn't catch your eye, and you walk past it, and they might have one of the coolest damn things there ever was, and you don't know anything about it, and you totally like surpass it. Maybe those guys are going, man, SHOT Show sucked. Nobody came by to see our stuff, because they were too new and fresh. That's the thing that kind of kills me. It's like, how many people are missing out,
Normally what I do is day one, I hit the second floor,
the main level, yeah.
I can. And then I usually try to, coming in, I usually try to come in through the first floor.
Right.
And then I usually take one day and spend at least a half to 2/3 of it on the first floor.
Right.
Because there's a lot of cool stuff there.
There's a lot of cool stuff down there. I know there is. I know there also is a lot of shit. Let's not get around, but
now I'm just having to spend a half a day at Caesars,
right? Then
a half a day downstairs,
right?
Then like we do a half a day in the 5th floor Venetian.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm like, to cover that, you would need a dozen people.
It was funny. I think if somebody had the time, a media person, not saying you, but if you create like a side channel or another channel, but you have to have its own dedicated crew just to go seek out all these small little guys, just to see what kind of neat things you could find
that's a good idea.
That we're all missing out on. I guarantee there's some cool shit. I mean,
that's like every time I stop somewhere, I'm like, what have you seen cool? Where's it at?
That's me asking every writer the whole show, especially if not me leave the booth. I'm like, what was cool? And I felt like nobody was really blown away by anything this year. Again, most people were hitting all like the main. Everybody went to see the Kel-Tec, the 5.7 Kel-Tec pistol, which was like, okay, no offense to Kel-Tec, I'm tired of hearing about it. It is what it is. It's gotten a lot of coverage. Is there anything else that's really like wowed, cool this year? And it kind of didn't really sound like it. Our pistol's kind of got a lot of attention.
Yeah, the interview you and I did actually got a lot of traffic.
That's
and
nice.
A lot of comments. Yeah, the shovel handle is what got a lot of
yes, that's exactly why we brought it too.
But yeah, but on the flip side of that, Dave, there it is.
I doubt if I do this will go in focus. Probably not. I could probably do it, but then that's going to screw everything else up. Nope, I'm more clear. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, the shovel handle 95P. That is pretty cool, actually.
That is very cool.
Put my ass back in focus.
But on the flip side of that, you're the manufacturer. Like every year, I've got to come up with something super cool.
Oh, it's pain in the ass. It's pain in the ass. And when you don't, man, your SHOT Show is like it's a drag. You're just like, yep, same stuff. Yeah, we still got it.
I feel like some people, they have too high of an expectation of what to expect.
Oh, for sure.
What a manufacturer's going to come. You got to come out with a good idea. Then you got to R&D it. Then you got to fix it. Then you got to prototype.
What are you talking about? No, you just like do it.
You don't just be like, hey, I got a great idea. Just come out with a high point pistol, and bam.
Yeah. No.
Charlie's like, here you go.
Yeah, too many people just think it's way too easy and it takes no time at all. And money. People think, it's just free. Oh, ideas are free. Yeah, ideas are free. Proof of concepts are far from free.
Right. You got to R&D that to death.
Oh, I forgot. Something else I stopped and put my hands on. Didn't talk to anybody. I just put my hands on it. Taurus booth. They're PT92. Like their Beretta mock-up, more or less. Only because I want to make a semi-auto replica of RoboCop's Auto 9, which, if you remember the movie, the original RoboCop in '87, he used the Auto 9 was built on the Beretta 93R, which is a 3-round burst machine pistol, which we can't own. I don't think there's ever been transferable ones in this country. Like, there's only a handful that are here, period. And they're all as well, you're an SOT, so technically you could get it, but I couldn't ever own it because, they're non-transferable at that point. But the reason I looked to the Taurus, I could look at the Berettas now because Beretta's gone back. But the 93R, the selector, is actually on the frame, like a 1911. And that's how the PT92s are, because it's an older Beretta design. But at the same time, a lot of Beretta's newer guns, they've gone back to the frame-mounted safeties. So,
Okay.
what's up here?
No, I'm listening to you.
Oh, but yeah, so I stopped and just put my hands on a PT92, which it obviously feels a lot like a damn Beretta, other than
Why didn't you
there.
Why didn't you get somebody's card and request one for a review?
Honestly, I stopped over there when I was going to the head, and every person I saw a Taurus badge on, they were talking to somebody, and I was like, I'm not going to bother them with this.
I get you.
I'd probably know enough people that can give me a contact with them. What are you handing me here, woman? American Airlines flight operated by PSA Airlines crashed midair with a Black Hawk helicopter at Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. Holy shit.
What?
American Airlines flight crashed with a Black Hawk at the Reagan Airport 28 minutes ago, apparently.
No.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit? That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think they've already pulled people from the water.
You think what?
I thought I read somewhere there where they've already pulled some people from the water.
And the wife said they pulled some people from the water. Wow, here, babe.
I think that was the same.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that sucks.
I was looking to see if I could. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what has got me. Oh, yeah.
Too many hairballs, probably.
Could be it. Jeez. Well, man, I sure hope I know this is. God, I hope everybody's okay. That's awful.
Yeah, that's horrific.
Oof. Prayers to them. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
God, I hope nobody got hurt. I know that's a big ask, but
Yeah, I'd say not all that likely, but
yeah, damn.
ouch.
Sorry. Yeah. I wonder how, because I'm ignorant. How in the hell,
I have no idea how.
Dave? I mean, they got air traffic controllers.
I know that's what's in my mind thinking. I'm like,
radar.
how the hell does something like that even happen in the first place?
Wow. I'm sorry. That's awful.
Damn. I'll be honest, I'm glad it just wasn't like some massive terrorist attack thing she was handing me going, oh shit. Shit's about to seriously hit the fan.
Yeah, that would be bad too. I think, well, I'm not going to. I believe that we're in better shape now than we have been in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You
Without
know,
a doubt we are.
I feel comfortable Trump will get us straightened out. I really do. But I'm sorry for that happening. That's tragic. You see anything online about it?
Not a whole lot at the moment that I'm seeing.
I bet
It's crazy. Sometimes that crap, like, you see it all over the place. Other times, like, I'm like, why is this not more?
they're probably getting pretty tight-lipped about it.
No, probably because somebody's asses are in trouble.
Yeah.
I go to X a lot of times, and it's like,
Somebody was sleeping at the monitor.
now here it is on X. 60 passengers, 4 crew members, at least 4 rescued from the water. 3 soldiers aboard the helicopter. There's some kind of footage that's not very clear. Oh, no, you can see something down. Yeah, so it's on X. It's out there. Wow. I'll go ahead and reshare that, because why not? Oh, no, it's, yeah. Okay, now I'm seeing it now. Air traffic control audio. Yeah, it's popping up out there. Damn. That sucks. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, now I refresh, and now it's all over my feed now.
Yeah. Oh, God, Lord, be with them. That's awful.
Well, I think we should probably wrap this up because you sound like you should probably go to bed because you're like.
I might get into Roscoe's bronchitis medicine. A little bit,
Either that's a hairball, either from the cat or your beard.
yeah, I think I'm going to take me a scalding hot shower and go to bed.
All right. Well, let's see. So, plan is right now is we will. I still need to publish our last show, which was before Shot, so we're already kind of behind. But whatever, shit happens. We'll get a rhythm at some point.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
This one I'll probably. My plan is to post this one if anybody listening before I leave for GAOS next week. So then that week, then we won't be recording because I'll be at that show.
Okay.
And I'm thinking the plan is when we come back, we'll start doing this shit live and see how that goes. I don't think we're going to bother with YouTube at all, just because I want to be able to handle a firearm, and it not be an issue and get strikes. So I think we can live stream it on X for sure. And I gotta look into more of it because I certainly don't know what the hell I'm doing with any of this crap. So we're just kind of half winging it, which I think that's also kind of the fun of it. Yeah. So I guess in the end, till next time, everybody.
All right. Y'all be straight. We'll see you in the funny pages.
Peace. And recording.